ik ben Michaela. Ik woon al 7 jaar in Nederland. Net als veel buitenlanders. Mijn Nederlands is niet zo goed als ik zou willen. Dus ik ga zien hoeveel ik mijn Nederlands in 1 maand kan verbeteren. Maar eerst een beetje background van mijn Nederlandse journey. Dus ik ben verhuisd in Nederland wanneer ik 18 was. Voor mijn studeren. Voor studeren. Ik hou echt van talen. Dus wanneer ik hier ben verhuisd, ik spreek al Engels, Spaans, Italiaans en Frans. Ik heb gedacht, ja, natuurlijk ga ik Nederlands leren. Ik wil graag Nederlands leren. Maar mijn studie was in Engels. En als jij woont hier, je weet dat Nederlanders echt goed Engels spreekt. En dat maakt het super moeilijk de taal te leren. So for example, I lived in France when I was 16 for a year. And I learned French so quickly, so much faster than I have learned Dutch in these 7 years. Simply because I had no other option. I had to learn how to speak French. You just have to. And so you do it. But here in the Netherlands, it is so much easier and more efficient for a Dutch person to speak in English to you. And it is not only more easy and efficient for you, it is more easy and efficient for them. And the Dutch really value ease and efficiency. So it's this really hard situation where you're in a new country, you want to learn, at least in my case, you want to learn the language. It's really cool to learn a new language, like you want to do it, but no one wants to speak the language with you, and there's no huge motivation to do it because learning a language is really, really, really hard. And if the person does not want to speak Dutch with you and you have to like push so much, like, yeah, I just think living here you need way more motivation to learn the language than if you're in a country where you really need the language. You know what I mean? Dus ja, ik heb hier 7 jaar gewoond. In mijn tweede jaar, ik heb 2 Nederlands cursussen gedaan tot A1 niveau. Ik heb ook met een Nederlands familie gewoond voor 2 maanden. They totally saved me when I didn't have housing. It was so hard to find housing when I got here. So I moved in with a girl for my study and her family, and that was amazing. I love them. They saved me, and I think also that experience was really great for my Dutch learning, just to like be in obviously a Dutch speaking house. Ik heb ook Nederlands vriend gehad, boyfriends. I had some Dutch boyfriends, which was very helpful. So I feel like in these years, I luckily have been around a lot of Dutch. My ear has just gotten really used to the language and my listening has really improved. But that also means that my levels of the language are drastically different. Like my understanding is up here and my speaking is down here. I feel like I'm at the point like a baby. I'm literally a baby. A baby understands you way before they can start speaking back, right? So that's the point I'm at in my Dutch learning journey. And what I'm missing is like learning the vocabulary, learning the grammar. I also now no longer have Dutch partners. I don't really have Dutch friends. I don't study or go to an office. Like I don't have an environment where I can just meet Dutch people and be around them. So I really don't use Dutch at all. It's kind of sad for me because I really love languages and I really like Dutch. Also, it's slightly embarrassing for me to live in a country for so many years and not be fluent in that language. It's just like not where I want to be. If I'm settling here and I'm gonna live here for way longer, I want to obviously learn Dutch. But even if I leave in a year or 2, I want to be able to say, I lived in the Netherlands for 8 years, for 10 years, and I speak the language. I would feel so sad to leave this country and be like, yeah, I spent at this point a third of my life there, basically, and I don't speak the language. Like that, you know, it's just not. No. So I filmed a little video talking with a Dutch friend of mine just to kind of see if I see a difference in my speaking and interactions before and after the course, because honestly maybe there's no difference. I feel like that is one of the hardest parts, is speaking with someone. Because now, ik kan gewoon Nederlands praten en het klinkt leuk, maar met iemand, het is echt anders. En ook, ja, nu, ik ben bij mijn eentje en ik heb de tijd om te denken als ik wil. Snap je? Maar met iemand, ja, ik kan ook wel tijd nemen, maar it's a bit more pressure. Like you don't want to take too long, right? So you're like trying to keep the flow of the conversation. I feel like your mind goes a bit more blank and you make mistakes more often that you actually know, but you're just trying to speak and So let's check out how my speaking is before the course. Dus Bibi,
Dus,
we gaan een beetje Nederlands spreken.
oké.
Omdat je weet dat ik doe een cursus nu
Klopt.
voor een maand.
Elke dag, toch?
Ja, elke dag.
5 keer per week.
5 keer per week, 2 uur
Per dag.
per dag. Ik dacht dat we kunnen een beetje kletsen in Nederlands. Dit is zo leuk. Ik vind het super leuk.
Ik vind het
Maar
ook
ook
cute.
een beetje raar.
Ja?
Like, omdat voor mij, jij bent Engels.
Ja, klopt.
You know?
Ja, dat hebben mensen vaak. Dat ze zeggen van, oh, dat ik bijna een ander persoon ben of zo.
Ja.
Maar dat heb ik ook met jou.
Ja.
Wat anders.
Ja, het
Ja.
is super funny. Gisteren, wanneer ik, wanneer ik thuis fietste van mijn cursus, like, het was super hard regenen.
Oh ja.
En I was like, fietsen en regen. En ik heb thuis gekomen, super nat.
Helemaal nat.
Maar het was een beetje fun, een beetje leuk, omdat ik wist dat ik dat ik thuis ga.
Precies,
En
ja. Ja, nee, dat heb ik ook.
Oh, dat is zo hard.
Ik vind het prima als ik naar huis ga.
Ja.
Maar als ik ergens naartoe moet, is het niet leuk.
Ja.
In Nederland zeggen we soms, als het heel hard regent, zeggen we, het komt met bakken uit de lucht. Het bakken is eigenlijk ook bak,
Ja,
I guess, maar het is een soort gezegde.
Ja.
En dat zei mijn moeder en mijn ouders vaak, het komt met bakken uit de lucht, het regent hard.
En zeg je ook in Nederlands, like, het regen, katten en honden?
Ik heb die gezegde nooit gebruikt,
Oké.
maar ik ken hem wel, ja.
Oké.
Ja.
Ja.
Gezegdes in Nederlands zijn wel leuk, vind ik.
Ja.
Ja,
Ja, ik vind het leuk. We zijn niet van suiker gemaakt.
dat is wel ook leuk. Ja. Dat is ook cute.
Ik vind dat super leuk. Dat is super cute
Ja.
actually. Bibi, ik vind het super leuk. Ik vind het zo leuk. Okay, thank you, Bibi. Dankjewel. So as I said, I did a 4-week course every day, 2 hours a day at Uva Tale. I have a discount code for you guys, 10% off if anyone is also wanting to improve their Dutch, or they have like 13 languages. So if you're just wanting to learn any language, I have a discount for you. Super happy that I can share that with you guys. So let me tell you a little bit about the actual course.
Michaela, uitkiezen in de presents.
Wij kiezen iets lekkers uit.
Ja,
Ja?
En nu niet wij, maar hij.
Hij kiest iets lekker uit.
En Michaela, mag ik
Mag ik iets lekkers uitkiezen?
uitkiezen? Mooi zo.
I really wanted to do an intensive course to I wanted to just hit the ground running. So I was looking up intensive courses. I saw ones for 1 week, 2 weeks, and a month. And at first I was thinking that I wanted the 1 week because I was like, I just want to, boom, just like go for it really quick. And in the end, it just ended up working out better for the month course. And I'm actually really happy because I feel like it's really nice still. It's still every day. So there's this consistency, which is very nice. But you have a little more time each day to just kind of process. Whereas I imagine a 1 week intensive is really intense and really tiresome, and I wonder how your brain can process. I don't know. I'm still open to a 1 week course, but I felt like a 4 week intensive was a very nice middle ground where I had this consistency every day, and then I could still go do my work from home after. We had 5 students in our class, which I feel like would be my maximum because I have a lot of questions. It even became a thing in class that my teacher would finish explaining something and he would be like, all right, what's your question? I'm ready, because I just always had more and more questions, to the point where I felt like I couldn't always ask all the questions I had, because obviously there's 4 other people to attend to. So I felt really lucky that I post on social media and I could go to TikTok and be like, hey, I have this question. And like that was a nice dynamic. But yeah, I was left feeling like I would love a private course. Obviously that's like the dream because you get full attention on you and fully going at the speed that you need. But yeah, 5 was a good size. I honestly just wouldn't go for bigger, and I feel like I would check in when signing up for a course and ask how big the group is. I think one of the biggest benefits to a course is the consistency and the structure and the accountability. Because I feel like if you're a very organized, structured human, you can self-study. Like obviously having a teacher is helpful, but to me, I feel like the most valuable part is just like you have to show up. You signed up for this thing, you paid for this thing, you show up every day, someone is waiting on you. If like I think I missed like a day, and like if you miss, it's a thing. You're like, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it today. It's a thing. Like people are expecting you and you're really held accountable. And that to me is really one of the most important parts, because consistency is what is gonna really help you improve the language.
Ik wil gewoon een beetje kletsen. Ik ga werken bij een café, omdat ik moet uit mijn huis gaan.
Ja.
Zodat ik meer focus kan.
Mhm.
En dan, wat ga ik doen? Oh, ik ben een hondenoppas.
Oh ja, dat weet ik nog. Ja.
Dus vanavond krijg ik een hond.
Mhm.
Dus dat is leuk. Ja, en dan weet ik niet. Mijn vriend is niet hier. Hij is in Italië dit week. Dus ik ben alleen thuis.
Mhm.
Ja, dus ik doe een beetje chill, een beetje yoga de avond.
En hoe vind je het om alleen thuis te zijn?
Oké. Normaal ben ik een beetje... ik heb eerder 2 jaar geleden alleen gewoond.
Mhm.
En I hated it. Ik vind het echt niet leuk. Het was echt hoe zeg je lonely?
Eenzaam.
Eenzaam, ja.
Ja.
Het was te eenzaam voor me. Omdat ik werk ook alleen.
Ja.
Er bij mijn eentje.
Ja.
Ja. Dus wanneer hij weggaat, ik ben een beetje bang. Altijd. Maar daarna, ik get used to it. How do you say that?
Ik raak eraan gewend.
Ik raak er aan gewend. I like that. Oké, ja.
Ja.
Dus ja, ik raak er aan gewend.
Like I'm touching familiarity. Like something like that.
That's so nice.
Ja.
Ik raak er aan gewend.
Ja.
Ja. Dus nu, ik ben blij. Ook omdat...
Het is mooi weer.
Ja.
Dat helpt.
Maar ook, het is een beetje rustiger thuis.
Ja.
Zonder een man, snap
Ja.
je? Dus,
Ja, snap ik.
dus
Ja.
dat is leuk. Ja, dus ik ben blij.
I wonder if you can see a difference in the before and after. I don't know if I can, but overall I feel a difference. I know a bit more grammar, I know a bit more vocabulary. I still have a long way to go. This is not the end. I will keep going. I need to watch some Dutch shows, Dutch movies. Let's just take in a lot of Dutch and potentially take some more courses. I wrote down a couple of tips that I thought might be helpful if you are also on a language journey. So number 1, I already mentioned consistency and accountability, which I personally think is the most valuable thing of signing up to a course in any field, not just in language learning. In general, I think that's one of the most valuable things of signing up to something is you are now accountable. That's number 1, accountability and consistency. Number 2, the best way to get really good at a language is immersion, which it's really obvious, but it's really important, so I'm gonna say it. Just having your ears filled, in this case Dutch, I'm gonna stick to Dutch. Just having your ears filled with Dutch all the time. If you think about a baby, babies are the best language learners, and they're just constantly exposed to this new language until one day they just start trying to make the sounds, and eventually it just starts working. Dutch podcast, Dutch music, Dutch TV shows, Dutch movies. Try to get some Dutch friends. I think that's one of the best ways, and actually I need to take my own advice because I know that's the best, especially alongside a course that would I think greatly improve the things that I'm also learning in the course. Number 3, I think this one's really important, is be okay with sounding like a kid. I know it's really hard because let's take my age for example, I'm 25. It is frustrating to speak like a 5-year-old when my mind is at the age of 25 and I maybe have more complex thoughts that I want to explain and I can't. It's frustrating. I get it. I think you have to get over that, and I think you need to be okay with speaking like a kid. We had speaking exercises in my class and it was not hard for me because I wasn't trying to make really complex sentences. I was just making myself understood, which is the point, with basic sentences, the basic structure that I know, the basic vocabulary that I know, and so it works. Also, as I said, babies and kids are the best language learners, so I feel like we need to take a page from their book. I think that's the best way to go about it, is just try to speak. If you don't speak because it's just too frustrating to not be able to express yourself well, you're never gonna get to the point where you feel 25 years old in Dutch. You know, you need to just have that same journey that you had in your mother tongue also. My Dutch self is 5 years old and my English self is 25 years old, and maybe, you know, and we just need to work with that. If we're fighting against that too much, we're just gonna have a harder time. Number 4, you are improving even if you don't see the results. I think that's really important because there will probably come a point where you're like, am I even improving? What's the point? Your motivation starts to lessen. You need to know and you need to trust that as long as you're putting in the hours, this applies to anything in life, as long as you're putting in the hours and being consistent, the progress is gonna come. You just don't always see it right away. This literally happened with me in my course. I was the whole time wondering am I really gonna see a difference? I know I'm learning things. I'm obviously learning vocabulary and grammar, but am I gonna see an actual difference in the way that I can interact in my daily life? And I was doubting. I was like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm still doubting if the after video of the before and after, if you can see a difference. I don't know. But I did have an experience where I was like, yes, I see the difference now. I was in a store shopping for spoons for my spoon rings. The woman just started speaking to me in Dutch about how she was cold and she had already put on extra layers, but she was still really cold and yeah. And this is where in the past I would have still had the interaction, but I wouldn't have known the word that I wanted to say. But literally we learned beweging in my course, which means to move. It was incredible. It sounds so silly, but it was fucking awesome because she was like, yeah, I'm still cold. And I wanted to say maybe you gotta just move a little bit, you know, warm yourself up with movement. And I knew how to say it because we learned that vocabulary word, and I was like, misschien moet je een beetje beweging. See, now I'm doubting. But anyways, in the moment it was really exciting. So just keep going. I still have a long way to go on my Dutch journey, but I feel like these little wins, they keep you going, they keep you motivated. And then number 5 is specific to Dutch that I learned in my course actually. I don't remember the names off the top of my head though, so I'm gonna put them in the caption, but apparently there is a YouTube channel that posts 3 news stories a day in easy Dutch, and my teacher recommended some movies and shows, and apparently there's this free website where you can watch all of them. So I will put that in the caption also. So yeah, I hope this is helpful if you're learning a language or just entertaining to see my Dutch journey. If you are Dutch, I would love to get some Dutch book and movie and show recommendations, or even music or podcast, whatever. But even if it's not beginner friendly, I feel like it's just as nice to hear a Dutch person's favorite book and just be like, oh, that's my goal. One day I'm gonna be able to read this book. Just share all of the things that you enjoy so I can look into them. And so potentially other people can look into them in the comments. But yes, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Doei!